We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Um, here we go. Here we go. Grand Rising. We the M&Ms, y'all. We the M&Ms. The mindset matters. The double M. We the M&Ms, y'all. But look, it's on and popping. I hope y'all can hear me. Man, couple updates, man. I messed around and did something to the computer to where now there is, I don't know, it froze up. I literally can't do anything, so I'm trying to extract the data off of it. But man, something's up. I had to go out yesterday because I wanted to make sure I was live, because I can't even get on the internet. I like click on something and it's like it's just circling, it's just circling. I'm like, I don't know if I put too much stuff on there because I just added a bunch of files on there, and then that's when it started acting kind of weird. So I'm gonna try and go in there and find some type of way to finagle it, and I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. All right. What is up? What is up, Laura? Glad to see you here. Appreciate you showing up and supporting the fam. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, we got some things going, y'all. We got some things coming. Uh, we got a good topic for you today too, because this is this is what I've literally been dealing with. Seriously, like seriously been dealing with, and I'm like, okay, all right, here we go. This is great. Um, so it's balancing children along with yourself, right? It's like super hard to do. Um, it's super hard to do. There's no getting around that. Okay, there's literally no getting around that. To be able to balance yourself and your family and your job and blah 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 and all this stuff is it's just difficult. Let's just put it at that. It's a constant juggle. We're gonna just go ahead and throw all of the things that we want to just release off of us, right? It's a constant juggle. It's a constant um, juggle, man. That's really all it is. It's straight. It's wild. It's wild business, y'all. So I posted this question here in our personal group, and I really appreciate Mika coming up with this topic because I know she deals with that all too much. I mean, trying to balance yourself with parenthood, trying to balance yourself with being a full time parent is a very structured. It's you must structure it. It's a structured thing, and that's what I've noticed to be able to help that process along to the best of my ability is making sure that there's an agenda, y'all. There has to be an agenda. I personally, for the longest time, did not like creating agendas for myself. I did not like having, oh, I got to do this at 3 and I got to do this at 4 and then do this at 5. That was something that I was extremely strongly opposed to, right? So I feel anybody that feels like that. Okay. However, it's a necessary thing. It's an absolutely necessary thing, y'all. You must create one. There was no way that I can get around that, especially with the amount of tasks that you add on when you do try to do things like go into entrepreneurship or try and build your own business or whatever the case may be. You are going to have so many different tasks, and then so many different things are going to be pulling you in so many different directions that if you do not have an agenda, if you do not write these things down, if you don't have a plan in process for yourself, you will be setting yourself up to fail. Just 100%. That's just how it goes. That is a guarantee. I guarantee you, you will not make it through. I tried for an extremely long time. I fought against it for an extremely long time, y'all. It it doesn't work that way, y'all. It doesn't work that way, y'all. So listen, that's number one. The number one thing you want to do is structurally organize your day. And now don't get me wrong, sometimes because I'm such a, a free spirit, I'm such a mover and I just like to do things spontaneously sometimes. That does get a little redundant, right? But to have that structure is incredibly important, to have that in place so that you always have something to fall back on if you do decide to, oh, okay, you know what, today I'm gonna go left instead of going right on Albuquerque, right? I'm gonna go left today. Um, that's the foundation of getting this under control, right? Um, you definitely don't want to overwhelm yourself. 1000%. Don't do that. Just start. No, the first thing I'm telling you, this is the first thing I started with. The first thing was s- organizing. How do I want my day to go? That is a absolute must. What do I want? What things do I want to accomplish? And for us, for those of us that are full-time parents, and then our everything else is secondary. Structure the day of how you want the kids to do things, and that's now that me I'm working on this in the day early, and then I was taking cool to camp, summer camp, or school. So with my personal thing, the way that I have it set up, right? Because I'm getting up before everybody's up in the house, right? So my first thing is like, okay, make sure. That's why sometimes I'm upset at myself that I didn't get up to go work out. You'll see on my stories on Instagram to go work out at 5:15, because you have to treat yourself. You have to treat yourself like a job. You got to treat yourself like the job is holding you accountable, right? That is incredibly key. So what you do is or what I do, I'm gonna just explain what I do, right? So what I do is I set it up, okay, 5:15 to 6:15, I'm working out, right? I give myself leeway time because again, I freestyle a lot of stuff, but that structure of this is the time frame that I want to get this in, right? So if it's 5:30 to 6:30, that's I'm still within the time frame, right? Because I still want to feel free. So it's like, okay, not super extra rigid and strict, but I made it and I got the time frame done, right? Then I need some self time, right? So I'm still up before the house, still up before the kids. Then from 6:30 to 7, it's meditation and reflecting time. So I read a scripture, and then I meditate on it, and I just take some time to meditate to myself for a half an hour. Now, this is where this is where you will be challenged to the core of who you are, and you may have to change. I did not used to get up early, y'all. So I empathize with you if you're like, I don't like getting up early, blah blah blah. It's like, hey, I had to make a change. What I'm trying to do, I literally had to make a decision. Yo, either you're gonna become a morning person, or when are you gonna find time to do this? Or you gonna do it way into the night. And way into the night wasn't working for me because I get extremely tired as soon as, I mean, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. I'm super tired. Brain ain't functioning properly. It's a wrap. It's time for, I can't do it. So I was like, okay, well, let's try out. And this for you, it'll be a trying out of things. Let's try out waking up early. Let's see how that feels. Initially, no, was it super great? No, but I noticed that when I woke up early, I had a lot of time to myself. Super key. Super key. Having a lot of time to yourself. Okay. Or feeling like that, even if it's just an hour. Feeling like you have some time to yourself, incredibly key. That's another key factor to making sure that you're balancing yourself with parenthood. You gotta outsmart the kids, man. You gotta outsmart the kids, and sometimes they get up super early. So then you may have to do the nap time. It really depends. But for me, especially with a newborn, right? It's ensuring that I am making sure I get up before that newborn does, right? And you got to move your body. You got to move your body, man. You got to move your body. I'm telling you. Even if it's quiet in the house, in the room by yourself with the baby, even if it's real quiet and you just doing push-ups, sit-ups, you have to do something You got to do something to get the blood flowing. You got to do something to get that machine working, to be able to start thinking clearly. Uh, the way that I like to think about it is that if you imagine your blood flowing, right? It's flowing, it's flowing, flowing, but then you sleep. So then it goes real slow, right? Then it's going really slow in your body. So if you wake up, once you wake up, your blood just don't be like, oh yeah, woohoo, let's go, woo, full speed. No, you got to do something to move it. You got to do something to move it. So if the blood ain't flowing, then what does that mean? That means a lot of the functions inside of your body, mostly inside of your brain, aren't lubricated, just like oil in the car. If you ain't got oil in the car, it's going to break down 100%. It'll run for a little bit, but it's going to smash that engine real quick, overheat, all of that. So you must find a way to move your body, drink some water, stay hydrated, make sure that you get that machine work working, and even if it's stretching, y'all, even if it's stretching, right? I'm a really break it down basic for you. Even if you get up and you just stretch, you do some yoga poses, something like that, that's going to open up ways so that the blood, I mean, think about it like you open up canyons inside of yourself, and there's the river of your blood is running up against walls until you stretch it out, and then it flows that way, right? Once it flows that way, then it still gets it moving in a particular fashion. So really think about that. So take some time to yourself, stretch, but try your best to, you got to identify a time frame where you're like, okay, I can have time to myself. And there's gonna be a time frame where you can have time to yourself, even if you have multiple children. um that you might have to, man, you might have to become a mutant for a hot second, straight up. I'm being 1000% honest with y'all, because people have no clue how difficult parenting is. um they the kids don't care about you, man. They don't care about what you got going on, dude. You are there in their vicinity. You are the person they're looking to. They are waking up and they are like, you are who I'm going to talk to. And so that you can't stop that. You cannot stop that. And so for those of us that don't have kids, trust me, even if you babysit it, I used to, man, I had twin nephews. I helped raise them. I got a baby sister. I had a nephew. Um, I got I had a lot of experience in having children around me, right? Even from birth. I had a lot of experience. It's nothing like having your own kids. It's still nowhere near. Nowhere, nowhere near, nowhere near, y'all. Nowhere near. So don't get it twisted. Cause I had a lot of experience in having kids around me from infancy to teenage years, and going through that process, but it was still nowhere near the amount of whatever it is. It's just, it's not the same. It's not the same. It will never be the same. Don't even go into that thinking, because that's what I thought until I had my own, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game, y'all. So find some time to yourself. Find some time to yourself. Okay, identify that as you're building your agenda. You must build the agenda. Okay, build the agenda. You got to figure out, what are you going to do in a day, just like your job would tell you. I'm telling you, just like your job would tell you, yo, you got to do this, blah, 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 throughout the day. Just like a job is telling you, tell yourself, what are you going to do for today? How am I going to conduct myself? What tasks am I going to complete? What is most important to me today? Hit those points right away on a piece of paper or in your phone on an agenda. I got it in my calendar. I got alarms that go off all day, every day. All right. Put it in your calendar and make sure you stick to that to the best of your ability. Don't beat yourself up too much like I do. All right. When I'm off by 15 minutes. But um that structure is incredibly important when it comes to this, because that's the only way you're going to be able to slice out the time. That's the only way you're going to be able to slice out the time for yourself, which is the most important out of all of this. When it comes to balancing yourself with parenthood, you must slice out time for you, because you signed up automatically. You gave your life away. You was like, oh yeah, here you go, kids. I'm giving it to you. It's a wrap. It's over. I give my life to you. That's what you signed up for. And I got kids, so I'm just telling you what happened. All right, that is literally what happened. And once I realized that, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to maneuver. I got to learn how to really, really dance around this process. And so that was two of the things. All right, creating an agenda, taking time for yourself, moving your body, getting your brain working. All right, meditating, reading something in the morning. I think is incredibly important as well. To get your brain thinking about different things, right? Not just, oh, what do I got to do for the day? It's like, nah, read a book, read something entertaining, read something that stimulates your brain. Don't I don't recommend watching something. I recommend either listening to an audiobook or reading a actual book because that stimulates you differently. I don't know how, but I just know it does. There's a difference from when I watch something in the morning, such as a YouTube video, even if it's motivational, as opposed to me actually listening to something. That listening skill is different. It hits you different. It creates different neural connections inside of you. Maybe it makes you a better listener. Who knows? That's something that I guess I'll keep experimenting with. But um, yeah, that those are some major things to identify with. And once you figure out the schedule, you got to do the best you can to stick to it. It's going to be variables though, and that's to be expected because kids are unpredictable. 1000. Like, they're super unpredictable. Okay, so don't get too beat up on when things go awry, when things are like, oh no, I didn't get to do this or this, that, and the other. Or like yesterday when I mean, even Sunday, it was like my computer wasn't working. I'm trying to fix it. I'm dealing with the baby. I'm trying to do all of this stuff. And it's like, no, man, it is what it is. Like, just, okay, set an agenda tomorrow, emergency mode, go get the laptop real quick. First thing after you get your videos done. And that was placed on the agenda so that I didn't forget about it. So that's going to be the last thing, which is actually even a part of it, is making sure you put things on the agenda. That's super key, y'all. That's super key, y'all. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'll get it. Literally, I'm talking about, do the best thing I've been practicing with. The best thing I've been practicing with. Somebody say something and I'm like, remind me to remind that person tomorrow at 8 a.m. Done. See what I'm saying? And then boom, you got it already set, ready to go. Come on, we got to use this technology to the best of our ability. I do that. All you got to do is hold down the button and you good to go. You know what I'm saying? And it'll automatically be added to your agenda. That way, it's off your brain. It's too much stuff to think about, y'all, especially with kids, especially with multiple kids. All right. Like Mika, man, I already know, dude, you a beast out there. Okay. First of all, recognize that you a beast. Okay. Laura, recognize that you're a beast. People that got two or more kids, you're a beast, especially if you're doing it solo. You're a monster out here. Okay. First of all, understand that, identify that, and really champion that within yourself because it's the truth. It is the truth. I got two, and I'm like, oh my God, and I got help. Okay. So I already know the ones that's doing it, the ones that's doing it, y'all beast, man. Y'all beast. So please understand that. Please understand that. And know that and be like, okay, so now that I am this character, let me set this up for myself. Let me do these things for myself. Let me make sure I'm loving myself, because that's the discipline, y'all. That's really what they mean when it's like the discipline is the love towards yourself. Is when you set up those structures, when you set up those things that are beneficial to you, even though it might be like, this is, it's like, I know, trust me, I know. I was the kid in high school who would get the planner and be like, what is that? Who does that? No, I don't do that. Yeah, no, I never did that. I never did that until I was like, it's a must. It has now become a must. So let's go ahead and get that in. Okay, let's go ahead and get that in. So um, yeah. So how do you feel a good way to start? Again, the writing out how you want it to go. You gotta write it out how you want it to go. And I my everybody's different. I do mine like half an hour by half an hour or hour by hour. Here's the time I want to wake up. Here's what I want to do in that time frame. From this time to this time, boom, this is what I want to do. I mean, just literally copy what your job's doing for you if you have a job. If you don't have a job, look up a school curriculum and literally copy that. As far as the hours, the classes, and whatever. Just copy an agenda, straight up copy it, but just add in what you want to do in those time frames. That's the first thing you want to do. First thing you want to start with, um, and set it up for literally the next day. The next day, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. Like, yep, I'm doing this tomorrow. Like, get it started right away. Start putting yourself in that rhythm right away. Don't even wait. Just jump right into it. Here we go. All right. Now, definitely don't overwhelm yourself. And here's what I want to say about that too, because don't get crazy and overload yourself with a bunch of tasks. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. The main thing of this idea is getting the structure down. So even if you like, hey, cook breakfast, read a book, go watch TV, like put that on an agenda. What you want to do first is get used to the agenda process. That's what you want to get used to first. So it ain't gotta be, oh, I'm productive, blah blah blah. No, that ain't what you here for. That's not what you really here for. Okay, that ain't what your value is based off of. Oh, I'm super productive. No, no. It's just you finding who you are. You know what I'm saying? You got to really figure out, okay, how do I best operate? That's part of this. That's what that agenda is going to help you to do. It's going to help you to identify, oh, you know what? I actually feel better when I work out at night, or I feel better when I work out in the morning, or I feel better when I work out in the afternoon with that mid break. Give me that extra. So that's what you need to figure out. That's what you find out by writing this down. It took me years to get to and I don't mean to scare y'all with that, but it's a lot of trial and error, man. Finding yourself, y'all. There's an entire universe inside of you, y'all. There's an entire universe inside of you, y'all. I've been self-developing for it's got to be like 5 years straight, just finding different things. And I mean literally straight 5 years straight, like not no breaks, no breaks, like literally finding something to work on all the time, having multiple things that I'm working on in the process, figuring out, because that's the most important thing, y'all. I'm telling you, man, this is the Mindset Matters learning program. It's going to help you to find yourself, helping the world find its purpose, and its purpose is to find who they are. Once you find out who you are, then the purpose is automatic. You're not gonna have to worry about nothing else. But first you got to really understand how you work, what you doing, what you out here trying to do. Why am I here? What am I doing? Right? And I don't believe that it necessarily has to be, oh, I was sent here to do this, or I was, God placed me here because of this. It's like, nah, man, literally just dive into yourself and be like, how have I been groomed? What do I like? What do I not like? What do I want to do? What do I not want to do? And really just really think about those things. Really think about those things. Really write those things down. Write those things down and be serious about it. And be like, all right, this is what I want to do. This is what I don't want to do. And is it possible? I'm telling you, I asked myself that. I said, is it possible? Is it possible for me to just be me and to get through this? So far, it's been working, y'all. I don't know how. I don't know how, but I'm not trying to figure out that type of how. I'm just working it. I just asked the question and then conducted myself accordingly, started putting agendas and processes in place of what I like to do, what I want to do with my life, and things started moving accordingly. That's just how it's been going. And so I'm continuing on with that process. But now I've identified something that I didn't identify before. This is brand new, y'all. This Mindset Matters is brand new. It came to me literally days before I decided to jump ship. Days before, I was like, mindset matters more than anything, man. And I'm like, that's it. It just clicked. It just clicked. I've been talking about mindset for the past 3 years, just over and over and over again. And so once I understood, oh no, that's what I really want to do. That's what I really like doing. That was the new direction. That's, oh, okay, all right. So now it's time to build a platform of specifically that. And so, yeah, that took me a while to identify. It took me, to go into business. It took me to figure out different things about myself. It took a straight inhuman amount of self-development, y'all. Like consistent, constant analyzing myself and what I'm doing and who I am. And there's still a lot of work to do, but don't let that overwhelm you, y'all. There's an entire universe inside you. There's an entire universe inside you. So you just gonna do the best you can. You just gonna give it all you got every day. And you'll see how far you'll go, and be proud of that. Just like I was saying, sometimes, man, I play basketball, I lose, but I'm giving them everything. I'm coming through. I'm shooting. I'm doing layups. I'm giving them the best game I got. As long as I do that, I am completely satisfied. Because sometimes that's just how it go, man. You don't win every single thing, man. You could try your best to, but it's just not the way things go. And that's okay. It's totally okay. All right. But just having the satisfaction of knowing within yourself you gave it your best. You gave it your all. That's what you want to champion. That's what you want to be proud of. And be like, yep, I gave it everything I got. I like the way it looked. I like the style of it. I love the approach I took. I like how I did the decisions I made. Be proud of that. Right. And so when you go into this, be proud of everything that you're deciding to do. You can totally just champion it, y'all. Totally champion it, y'all. Straight up. Um, yes. Let's see here. All right, setting yourself up for success that way. Let's see here. Johnny Ripple, man, what's up, dog? My parents were pretty hands off, but very strict with me and generally broke. I went the other way and was too soft with my boys and was sort of over the top with gifts and stuff. My priorities were 100% the kids, not me or the wife. Worked too much, gave up hobbies and fitness. Kids 100%. I loved it, but balance is needed. That's what empty nest comes from. Kids go on their own and parents have no meaning anymore. Oh, that dude. Oh man, that's a good one. Cause you don't a lot of parents that do that, they don't see that coming. They don't see that coming. I've got to witness it. I've got to witness it. And what I like doing is I like observing things and being like, oh, okay, I gotta prepare for that. I gotta make sure I'm ready for that. When I see other people going through things, all I do is I literally take that information, I soak it into me, and I'm like, I gotta get ready for that. I'm watching my sister with her nephew. I'm like, how old is CJ? She like, he about 8. I'm like, oh, okay. So when he be responding and the way he acts and the way that he's moving around, I literally look at him and be like, okay, I see what I gotta expect. Like dead serious. And that's how you gotta look at it with like you said, with that, man. It's that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Parents give so much into their children, and then once their kids leave, it's like they have no more purpose. Balance is important, man, because you don't want to fall into that, because that might throw you into a depression. I'm not saying that it necessarily will, but that can throw you into a deep lost darkness and despair and trying to figure out, like, what the heck, dude? I put all of this into other people, because it's generally the same idea, right? You put a bunch into others, right, outside of yourself, and then what? You're like, wait, what the heck was all that for? What's going on? And it's great to raise productive human beings. It's great to help guide them along the process, but don't lose yourself in the process. Don't lose yourself in the process. It's up to you to always make sure that, hey, you the one in here. You the one in here, though. You the one in here. Okay. And you're carrying that by yourself, right? At the end of the day, that's the truth. And you can't have support, you can't have help, you can't have helpers, but at the end of the day, you're getting up and moving this, right? You're getting up and talking, you're getting up and doing things and causing things to happen. You are inside of here, and this is what you're carrying. So you have to make sure that you set yourself up for whatever that may be, which is Meditation, man, reading, self-developing, really thinking, contemplating about yourself, your life, what you want to do, how you want to do it. It's good to put a lot into your children. I'm not saying don't do that, but don't forget about yourself. Do not forget about yourself. Okay. I'm so glad you put that in there, Johnny. Let's see here. Yeah, 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 man. That's great honesty, dude. I really appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people don't see that coming, dude. That's a good one. That's a good one. You still can do it though. Obviously, you know that. You can still find stuff. You can still find purpose and everything like that. So don't trip too much. Just continue to figure out, what's going on. Think about you, what you like, what you don't like. Write these things down. Really contemplate them. Really figure out what can you still do, what can't you do. Be realistic with yourself as far as your mobility, your abilities, and things like that, and just move forward, man. Just continue to move forward. As long as you're alive, you still got potential, and so just continue to go in that direction. Continue to go in that direction. I know I got potential. I know I got potential. I have potential. Where's it at? What am I looking for? What am I trying to do? Who am I trying to be? And those questions will help you to get to an answer. Since our paths have crossed, you have introduced me to a new level of mindset, and I am in a much better place mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Grateful. Oh man, Jenna, that you know, I really, I can only thank God for that, man, because that's literally, because here's the deal, y'all. Here's why that to me is more important than income in a lot of cases, is because to me, that's what God wants me to do. 1000, like no joking. Okay, because that is a life. That is a life. And that life, the Jana's life, with the ideas and everything that I've brought to the table, that I've helped you with, all glory to God. But for me to be able to provide that for another life, y'all, is way more impactful than any money I can ever receive. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Yes, and there's this construct, and we got to sustain ourselves, but she can create a ripple as another life that can affect millions of people. I literally just went through this, y'all. And I have to champion that and understand that on the deepest level. My presence alone changed an entire business. Do you understand that, y'all? That's and it's just, it's time to move forward. It's time to move forward on that 1000%, like to the fullest degree, and be proud of the example that I left. Be proud of that and champion that, and be totally 100 with it, because it was a great thing. That's a great thing. And that's just what it is, man. And so with you saying that, Jenna, is I feel like, okay, that's part of what I'm here for. That's me really owning who I am and what I feel like I'm designed to do, because I love talking about this stuff. As you can see, I mean, 30 some minutes of me talking, like, I never used to be able to do that, man. It's just over time, just stuff, and doing it over and over and over again. I enjoy the process. What's the point in me coming on here at 7:30, y'all? I'm not getting paid for this, y'all. You know what I mean? It's something that I feel is necessary for people to understand that mindset matters more than anything, because your mindset will cause things to happen. Your mindset will create things. Your mindset will place you in arenas, in areas, in situations. Your mindset will. That's what the key is, man. That's the key to all of this. Um, but yeah, yeah, let's see here. Got Look at that. Three girls, 18, 12, and 10. This weekend they left home, found myself alone. It was uncomfortable. Yep, felt alone, got to experience what will happen when they leave. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep. And so that's what I'm saying. Take your time, dude. Take your time, man. Cause that, for me, So the way I can relate to that is, I didn't live on my own for a long time. Especially like when I got out of high school, I moved in with some friends. Then I had moved back home with my mom's. Then I had moved out with somebody else, and then I moved out by myself. Totally different experience. I was like, whoa! I just come home and it's just me. For a while, I was just like, what is this? Like, what is this? What is going on here? What do I do? That's what catapulted me into this space, y'all. Into being a person who comes on and just talks about topics, mindset topics, is because I was literally sitting there thinking, like, what the heck? Some days I wouldn't have a TV on, nothing. I'd be in the house, it would be quiet, and I would literally just be thinking about stuff. Like, what is going on? I get home from work and I'm like, this is wild. I have nobody to answer to. There's nobody right now that is going to say anything to me right now. What is going on with that? That was a brand new experience for me. And then that's when I just started diving into just different things, like the basics of stuff, like how stuff works and why do we do the things we do? Why do we say the things we say? Just all of that. I was just like, I just became super fascinated with it. And so, um, that took some time though. That took some time of me really thinking like, well, what is it? What do I like? What do I don't like? You know? And then watching some of the motivational people that were had heavy influence on my life, man. I'm telling you, I mention them a lot. Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, just listening to those cats and really thinking about it. And then I really decided once I listened to, it was a Jim Rohn thing. It was like he said, decide what you want and write it down. And then it finally clicked. And I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm sitting here listening to him, but I'm not doing it. Why don't I just do it? I, I'm listening to him and I'm agreeing with him, but I'm not doing it. There's some kind of disconnect here. What is going on? I'm listening to this dude. He's saying to do this, but then I'm not doing it, but I agree with him, but I'm not doing it. What? And I was like, okay, so let's do that. I have nothing else to do anyway. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's what I started doing. And then I started finding out a bunch of stuff about myself that I didn't even know. And I'm like, why is it what? why? Why just because I'm writing it down is just it activates something different in you. It just does. And I'm like, this is what they're talking about. This is why they be on there all the time. And they be like, yo, you can do this. It's like, now I get it. Now I totally get it. I'm like, dang, dude, I just missed the connection of actually doing the practices that they were saying. All of them work, y'all. I promise you. I promise you, all of them will work. If you decide to dive into any one of these, I mean, Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, the Bob Proctor, Jim Brown, any of the people that you see that have some type of a program, I can guarantee it, dude. Especially if they've gotten that much, if they've gotten that big, if they have that much influence. If you apply their program, if you literally go through the entire program, y'all, it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change your life. I have no shame in referring y'all to these people, like straight up, because I just realized, oh, okay, they just developed a system of them finding themselves, and then shared it with people, and it resonated with some. It doesn't resonate with everybody. We all got that ability to do that. We all have the ability to do that, y'all. So yeah, let's see. Uh yeah, don't overwhelm yourself, pigs. Don't overwhelm yourself. Um okay, so this is a good one. Do I do the agenda in the day before or in the morning? So I don't like doing the daily thing. I don't like doing the daily agenda, the daily task thing, unless there are things that come up. So I have a routine based week. I have a routine based week, and I'll just go through that real quick. Actually, so 5:15 to 6:15, I work out. Um, then on from 6:15 to 7, I read a scripture and meditate, and then well, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, obviously here I'm coming on live from 7:30, and I give myself from 7:30 to 8:30. Doesn't have to always go all the way to 8:30, right? That just gives that's like a little break in it, right? Just like your job give you a 30-minute break, it's a 15-minute break. I'll just take a little break there and do whatever until boom, I hear my alarm hit. Okay, so then I got 11 o'clock, create a IG reel, right? So those reels that you see, I literally got it scheduled in to where I'm like, okay, dedicated time specifically to this, right? And you don't have to be in the same spot. Sometimes I'm over by my sister's house doing it. Sometimes I'm out at the store doing it. You know what I mean? I'm chilling at Starbucks or something like that doing it. Don't limit yourself to a place either, because you got to get out. You got to see the sun. You know what I mean? Um, then from 12, I have add the EOL to the Heartbeat app from 12 to 1. Then from 1 to 2, I got create dope gear. You know what I'm saying? Like come up with some ideas, stuff like that. And then I got a large break in there because that's a lot of work, man. That editing and all of that stuff that I'm doing. Man, it's a bunch of that's a lot of work. So I got a big break. I got like a 2 hour break. Then I go pick up Cool. Then I upload a YouTube short later in the day. Then I post the last IG reel that I created later in the day around like 8. So mine is really broken up. I'm pretty much working from 5 in the morning to 8 at night with large breaks in between. And that's because that's how I like to do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You got to figure out what's your best flow. I like going real hard for all the way up until about like maybe 2 o'clock, and then take a nice real big break, and then get right back on it. Even when I'm watching Cupcake, I'm like uploading stuff. Even when I'm watching Cool, I'm talking to Cool, I'm uploading something. And then once that's done, which doesn't take super long, if I already have it created, then make sure I focus on them. That's something that I need to add on there. It's like give Cool an hour. You know what I'm saying? I would put that on the agenda. Give your kids an hour. Give your kid dedicated time. You know what I mean? Or give them 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. Schedule that. That'll help as well to be able to really make sure. So that's my week. And then as stuff happen, like yesterday, I schedule. Okay, go to Walmart, grab a laptop ASAP. You know what I mean? First thing in the morning, get that done. Which I didn't know exactly the time frame of that, so I gave myself 2 hours because I was literally looking up specs and processing speeds and stuff like that for the laptop. So that took me a little longer than I expected. But yeah, yeah, y'all, yeah. So that's the first thing. So I usually do that on Saturday, because this is kind of new too. I usually do that on Saturday because I want my Sunday to be completely free of thinking about work. You know what I mean? Sometimes I post stuff, and yeah, I post little things here and there. But I want my Sunday to be completely free. That one day, need it. It's all mine. It's all mine. I love y'all, but hey, Sunday is mine. You know what I mean? Like that's how you gotta do it. That's how you want to treat it. Get that one day. God took one day. All right. Get that one day in. It's all yours. All right. Day of rest, man. Day of rest. So let's see here. I can't scare you with that 5 years. Yeah, it's a journey, dude. I'm telling you, it's a journey. But you're going to keep improving along in that 5 years, right? The videos that I made 5 years ago compared to the videos that I make now are drastically different. You know what I mean? Even though it's been the same thing. And so the mindset topics, the mindset that I'm working on myself is drastically different, even though I'm working on this, you know what I mean? The mindset game. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, um, keep learning. Kevin is right. My mom just turned 90 and decided to learn Spanish and songs in a choir. She says she doesn't want to be 95 and only speak one language. Dude, she's legendary, bro. Your grandma is, or your mom is uncanny, bro. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the zest. That's the zest for life that is like, wow, man. Don't want to be 95 and only speak one language. It's never too late, y'all. It's never too late. That is uncanny, y'all. That 100% is freaking uncanny, dude. That's a good one. Man. Shout out to your moms, dude. She's a legend, bro. She is a legend with that one. Let's see here. Um, yeah, I'm working on being alone. Yeah, it is. It is. It can be challenging. Um, but just man, so I went through something early in my childhood where I got dumped by a girl I really liked, right? I wrote girls off. I was like, screw it. It's over. I'm not talking to no girl for like years. And I did it for like 3, 4 years because I was just like, no, I'm just focused on me. I worked out, worked on my legs, worked on my basketball game, stuff like that. Um, use certain instances as fuel, emotion, right? Emotion. Use the emotion as fuel, right? I like to think that it's inner. Oh well, I used to say it was electromagnetic motion, but it's energy in motion, right? So sadness creates energy, right? Even though it's sad energy, but you can convert that. You can convert that to a decision and be like, you know what? This made me so sad that I don't want to feel like that. So I'm gonna dedicate it into this particular thing and put it into, working on you or creating something for you or creating something for uh your where you want to go. Just shift that energy, move that energy, because sometimes those energies can keep us stagnant. Anger can keep you stagnant. You just sitting there mad about the thing, like, oh, I'm so pissed. I used to do that all the time, so I'm speaking from experience. But it's like, oh, you just sitting there mad, and it's like you wasting time. You wasting time. Don't waste time. That's what I made that last reel for yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, no, don't waste time. No, you got to convert that energy into something, and be like, okay, you know what? I'm not finna sit here and waste it. I'm gonna use that energy into something. Like there are times where I've been very sad, and I'm just like, you know what? I want to make sure I want to convert it into something. For me, it's just always, it's a lot of it has been videos and stuff like that. Somebody passes away and stuff like that, maybe I'll make a video for them. Or if they affected my life in a way and I want to do something, I make a video for them. You know what I mean? Just figure out what how that can show up for you. um, but it's always going to be challenging because it's out of our comfort zone. But now, with particulars, the one emotion that I got really good at was anger. I started learning how to just convert that into making a video or productivity. But sometimes that can, you know what I mean. I got to be careful with that because the message that comes through it sometimes is very like, I'll cut you, you know what I mean. But I had learned to manipulate it and put it into something positive. Like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make something so positive. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. That's the type of thing that I started doing. So with the sadness, it's like you could figure out a way to maneuver it. You know what I mean? To move through it so that it comes out of you in a beautiful way. So just, I don't know, try to do that. Yep, Eckhart Tolle, 100%. Yeah, dude taught me to just sit there and not say nothing. Like I was like, wait, what? He just went on stage and didn't say nothing. People laughing and stuff. He making people extra uncomfortable. I'm like, oh wow, that's powerful. That's super powerful. But he also has a lot of words of wisdom. 100%. Yup, Dr. Joe Dispenza, game changer. Yeah, that one video I got in there, man. Oh man, yeah, I gotta keep that. I'll reference that because it's like it reminds me of rap, y'all. Like straight up, the way that somebody put music behind what he was saying in that video that I had. I'm like, his back to back things, the emphasis, the emphasized things that he says back to back are like just hard hitting, like wham, wham, wham. It's like a combo of choreography, of fight choreography. It's like just crazy, just hard hitting topics. Like, wow, dude, wow, yeah. Joe Dispenza is an awesome one. Um, yeah, I've learned to find my worth in being alone. I have learned to value my being. I have learned not to settle for anything less than my happiness. Yes, 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 yes. And you know what? Here's what I'll say, Laura, because with me, it's like I got too much going on, man. I can't, I can't be messing with nobody right now until I get a lot of stuff cleaned up. I just got a lot of stuff I got to clean up, man. And so I'm being patient with myself in that process, even though I'll be pissed, because I got so much I got to clean up in my life. But um it's all right. It's all right. Just be patient. Just be patient with yourself, and know that it's gonna happen when it needs to happen, right? We don't have to rush anything. We don't have to feel rushed by anything. None of that stuff. So, um, yeah, don't feel rushed on anything that you got going on. Um, because for me, I'm like, I ain't got the ability to do what I really want to do anyway, even though I want to be in a relationship. It's like I don't have the capacity to do so. So don't mess around with that, kid. It's just not important at this point in time. I got stuff I gotta clean up, I got stuff I gotta do. So because that's where a little bit of that loneliness comes from, is wanting a companion. And it's like, yeah, sure I do, but am I ready for it? Let me look at myself realistically. I got this going on. I got this going on. No, probably not right now. So let me focus. And yeah, I totally understand the loneliness sometimes, but it is what it is. You got to be realistic with where you at right now, and just focus on getting to where you're trying to go. Let's see. Explain having zero expectations keeps you in the positive mind. Well, because it's really, you really are just relying on yourself. You really are just um having the expectations out of you, because it's kind of, I think I said this a couple of videos before. It's like, do you have greater expectations for others than you do yourself? And that even that alone will change the whole game. That'll change the whole game. If you have greater expectations for others than you do yourself, then you got to change that. You got to have greater expectations for yourself than you do others. And then when you do that, you'll realize you're not even worried about what other people got going on. It's because it's like, I got too much I got to work on. I got a lot I need to improve on. I have a lot I need to do. I have so many different areas that I want to tackle. And that eliminates the expectations of others, because it's just like, I'm focused on what I got going on. It is what it is. But yeah, don't really have the expectations of others simply for that fact, and that may help. Um, but yeah, happiness is a thing. But yeah, y'all. Man, appreciate you guys hanging on here with me. Really, really, really appreciate it. Again, I always appreciate you guys sharing your energy with me. Johnny Ripple, everybody coming with the freaking amazing comments. You sharing that example with your grandma, dude. Freaking amazing, dude. That's the type of stuff that I like to hear, man. That's the type of stuff that keeps me going. Cause I'm just like, yes. Yes, man. Yes. 90 and was like, yeah, I don't want to be 95 and not know another language. Come on. That mindset is, man, it's legendary, dude. That is uncanny, dude. That is an uncanny mindset, man. So shout out to your moms, dude. I really appreciated that comment that you sent today. That was some good energy right there. So yeah, love you guys very, very, very much. All right. It's coming soon. It's coming soon, y'all. It's coming very, very soon. Okay. I'm starting making some commercials and stuff for it. I got some gear for some people. I want to get some pictures and get some product pictures on there. But yeah, it's coming real, real soon, y'all. This is gonna change everything. Yeah, this symbol right here. It's the super symbol, y'all. It's the symbol I've been looking for. But yeah, love you guys very, very much. Remember, mindset matters more than anything else. All right. Mindset matters more than anything else. If you are on the YouTube channel, you catch this, make sure you subscribe. If you even hung on this long, if you hung on this long, you a beast. Straight up. You're a beast for hanging on this long. But yeah, subscribe, like, share this with somebody as far as these parenting topics that we talked about in the beginning. If you feel like that would help somebody, because all we trying to do is help people, man. That's all we want to do. That's all we want to do is help people, and that can help change the world, right? Let's change our mindsets into more positive, focusing on the good, and doing things that can help benefit ourselves, the planet, and each other. All right. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else besides that. Uh, really, really, really appreciate you guys, man. Really, really, really appreciate you guys. Um, yeah, have a fantastic rest of the day. All right. Anytime.